What's up, everybody? Straight ahead, the new U.S. Attorney General sworn in. Plus, Breeze Airways offering flights to new destinations, and security cameras capturing 8 dogs being dumped in Northwest Florida. We've got those stories and more coming up. This is News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, Internet family. I'm Akivia McFarland. Thank you so much for joining us for WKRG News 5 Now. Every day we get together at 5:30 to talk about the big stories we're following for you today. We see your answers to our question of the day, and we also check out the results to our News 5 Now Facebook poll. So we're going to go ahead and get things started, as always, with the big stories that we're following for you right now. And we're always going to begin with number 5. Pam Bondi has been sworn in as the next U.S. Attorney General. Bondi took the oath of office today in the Oval Office. She was nominated by President Donald Trump after the previous nominee, former Northwest Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, withdrew his name from consideration amid a federal sex trafficking investigation. Bondi previously served as Florida's Attorney General from 2011 to 2019. After leaving office, she served as one of Trump's attorneys in his first impeachment trial in the Senate. Number 4. New Lower Alabama Congressman Shamari Figures is sponsoring a bill to expand health care coverage to millions of Americans who remain uninsured due to their state's refusal to accept federal funds for expanded Medicaid. Alabama is one of 10 states that have refused to expand Medicaid coverage. The Cover Now Act would allow federal health agencies to bypass the state and work directly with counties and cities to provide coverage for people who would qualify for Medicaid if their state had chosen to expand. Figures says this could impact 300,000 Alabamians. Number 3. People flying out of Pensacola International Airport with Breeze Airways have some new destinations. According to the airline, passengers can fly nonstop to Raleigh, North Carolina. Flights to Providence, Rhode Island will include one stop. The flights will be available on Wednesdays and Saturdays beginning April 30th. So if you got places to be in North Carolina and Rhode Island, you know who to fly with. Number 2. A man remains in critical condition after a head-on collision with an Alberta officer. The two-vehicle crash happened just before 2:30 yesterday afternoon on Baldwin County 87 near Baldwin County 38. 47-year-old Christopher Adams of Robertsdale was driving a Nissan Frontier when he collided head-on with a Ford F-150. The truck was driven by an on-duty Alberta officer, 39-year-old Timothy Cooper. We learned that Adams was not wearing a seatbelt at the time and was taken to Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola. Cooper had minor injuries from the collision and was taken to a hospital in Foley. And number 1, 8 dogs abandoned at a local shelter. Workers made the discovery this week at the Panhandle Animal Welfare Society, or PAWS, in Okaloosa County. Security cameras captured 6 puppies and 2 older dogs wandering outside the kennels on Tuesday morning. The cameras also captured a black minivan abandoning the dogs, then driving off. The abandoned dogs are getting checked out before they can be cleared for adoption. So those are the big stories that we are following for you at this hour. And of course, stick with News 5 throughout the evening, and we will keep you updated on all of your big local news. But now it's time for us to go ahead and get into, y'all know what it is? It's that question of the day. Today's question is this: Alabama's legislative session has begun. What would you like to see lawmakers accomplish? And I have gone ahead and looked through some of your answers already, and I can tell you, as a little bit of a spoiler, there is one thing in particular that almost everybody is saying they want lawmakers to work on and accomplish. And I bet you at home, I bet you have an idea of it. I'm almost certain of it. But let's go ahead and get in and see what everyone is saying. So right off the top, we've got Sydney Councilman Ba saying lottery for education because our schools are severely underfunded and medical cannabis. Now I can say 5 people like Sydney's comment there, but there are so many of you who believe Alabama needs to get on that lottery train. So let's go ahead and keep going. Let's see what more of you have to say. So one of those people who agrees, Patrick Paul here, pass the lottery, use the money for schools and roads. He says he doesn't even play the lottery, but he thinks it makes sense to keep the money here in our state because everyone's going to leave, go to Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, other places where they do have a lottery. So he thinks we need to keep that money here at home. Sydney and Patrick, thank you so much for your responses to the question. Let's keep on going. Let's see if we can see some other stuff. All right, so we got Pal Taylor, let's see, Janja, I'm sorry if I butchered that. If possible, have the Alabama Department of Insurance to add uninsured motorists for material damage. We have it for bodily injury if someone hits us, and that's not insured, but it's not insured for our vehicle. So there's a thought there. Let's keep on going. More lottery stuff, more lottery stuff. Let's see. Greg Hayes, he says extend the no tax on overtime, says it runs out in June. I'm sure a lot of people who are spending more than their normal allotted hours at work would appreciate an extension on a no tax with that. All right, let's keep it pushing. Let's see what else is being said. All right, Delilah D'Ambrosio says lottery and to put busy street lights on blink yield after 11 p.m. to minimize crime. And, you know, Mobile did just have an overhaul of its traffic lights, so hopefully we'll be seeing a lot less people sitting at these lights for a long time. So we can definitely say that work has been done in that regard, at least taking a step in the right direction already. All right, what else is being said out there? Grizzly Killings says dropping the mandatory car insurance policy. Okay, and we've got Sean Legrone, more lottery, more cannabis support there. All right, Jackie Rogers, that's got to be one of my favorite answers. Pay our teachers way more money. I mean, and they certainly deserve it. I mean, these students are spending so many hours at school. It's their home away from home. So teachers are almost like their parents away from parents, and they definitely deserve to be compensated. So Jackie, I'm with you there. It would be very nice to see our educators get compensated properly. All right, let's keep on going. What else do you have to say out there? Let's keep on going. Clint Franks, he has an interesting answer. 4 lanes on Highway 45, Highway 84, and Highway 98, and also, let him not forget, pass that lottery. A lot of people are saying pass the lottery. You can see the comment right under there from Rainer Klett. Passed the lottery already. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I had to go ahead and tell you. So many of you are saying lottery, 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 and did I not mention lottery? All right. We've got LaWanda Reed, focus more on mental health. Of course, mental health care, very important. We've been seeing more and more pushes over the years to make sure our mental health care game is up to par. And, of course, there's always room for improvement. And Paul Harlan, he sounds kind of like me there. Lottery, lottery, lottery. That's what this is all about. Everyone wants to see that lottery money stay right here in our state because, again, we're going over to other states to spend that money if you are, in fact, playing the lottery. Okay, let's keep on going. Michelle James says to cooperate with Trump and ICE officials to make our state safe, having some mixed reaction there to that comment. Thank you, Michelle, for your input. All right, let's keep on going. There's so many comments. Probably won't hit them all, but we will go through and just try to pick out a few more. Okay, Dustin Gibbs says make more affordable housing cheaper. And if you feel like it's not cheap enough, I'd assume that, yeah, maybe you'd want your affordable housing to be, in fact, affordable. Thank you, Dustin, for your comment there. More medical cannabis, more lottery, lottery, lottery. Okay, and we're down to the bottom now, and as you can see, almost everyone is saying Lawmakers, get on that lottery thing, please. Whether people play it or not, they like to see that money stay right here. So thank you so much for every person who answered our question of the day. But now it's time to get over into that Facebook poll. The question was, sources close to President Trump say he will attend Super Bowl 59 on Sunday in New Orleans. Do you think he should? Should he be at the big game? 59% of you say yes. 41% of you say no. And honestly, you know, it's the biggest sporting event in the country. Are we surprised that he's going to be attending? And I think if the question was, are we surprised? I'm pretty sure 100% of us would be saying, nah, we're not surprised at all. So thank you so much for your responses to our Facebook poll. And now it's time for this part where I give you some homework. All right, so go ahead and go to our Facebook page, like that page, and answer our next question of the day. A guest at a Netherlands hotel found a seal sleeping in her hotel room. What's the strangest thing you've experienced while staying at a hotel? Wow, could you imagine a seal sleeping in your room? That's not like a roach or a critter or anything like that. That's a whole seal. That's just crazy. All right, but also, let's go ahead and vote in that Facebook poll too. President Trump has signed an executive order to ban transgender girls and women from competing in women's sports. What do you think of President Trump banning transgender athletes from female sports? So make sure you're right back here tomorrow at 5:30 and we will go over your results. So you have all day, 24-hour period to chime in and give us your answers. So we will be looking forward to seeing what you have to say. So in the meantime, go ahead and get your TVs ready, get it tuned in to Channel 5 so you're on WKRG. That way come 6 o'clock, you'll be right where you need to be for WKRG News 5 at 6. As always, we thank you so much for joining us for News 5 Now. It's always a good time. Catch you later.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.